thy name.
Venga a nosotros tu reino,
Thy kingdom come.
así en la tierra como en el cielo.
Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Hágase tu voluntad.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Danos el pan nuestro de cada día.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Perdona nuestras ofensas como perdonamos a los que nos ofenden.
And forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us.
No nos dejes caer en la tentación.
Lead us, don't let us fall into temptation.
Líbranos de todo mal.
Deliver us from evil.
Tuyo es el poder, la gloria y el reino por la eternidad.
Yours is the reign, the power, and glory for all of eternity.
Amén.
Amen.
Jesús,
Jesus,
guía mi corazón,
guide my heart,
mis palabras
my words,
y mis actos.
and my actions.
Aquí está tu humilde sirviente,
Here is your humble servant
que se postra a tus pies.
that kneels before you,
Para que tu amor,
so your love,
la compasión,
compassion,
el perdón
forgiveness
toquen los corazones
touches the hearts
de cada uno de los que están aquí
of each and every one that's here,
y que puedan amarse
and that they can love themselves
y amar al mundo
and love the world
como hijos de Dios que son.
as the sons of God that they are.
Amén.
Amen. Breathe.
En nuestra tradición
In our tradition,
utilizamos métodos
we use methods
para poder conectar más profundo con un maestro espiritual.
so we can more profoundly connect with a spiritual master.
Es como cuando vas a conocer a un amigo,
It's like when you're going to go meet a friend,
necesitas hablar con él,
you need to talk to him,
conocer sus gustos,
know what he likes,
cómo pensaba,
how he thinks,
y eso haciendo que la relación sea más íntima.
and that makes the relationship more intimate.
Cuanto más tiempo pasas con él,
The more time you spend with him,
más lo conoces, ¿verdad?
the more you know him, right?
Pues con cualquier maestro espiritual es igual.
But with any spiritual master is the same thing.
Cuando quieres hacer una relación íntima con él,
When you want to have an intimate relationship with him,
con su energía,
with his energy,
con su amor,
with his love,
con su conciencia,
with his consciousness,
necesitas pasar tiempo,
you need to pass time with him.
conocerlo realmente como es,
Know him really as he is,
lo que enseñaba,
what he used to teach,
cómo era su contexto de vida,
what was his life context,
para entender qué quería traer.
so you can understand what was it that he wanted to bring.
Cada maestro espiritual
Each spiritual master
que ha impactado en el mundo
that has impacted the world
nacieron en una época
were born in a time
con unas características
with certain characteristics,
y traían
and they would bring
una virtud,
virtue,
una forma de comportarse.
a way of acting.
Aunque todos los maestros tenían muchas virtudes
Even though all of us had many virtues,
muy concretas,
they each had specific and complete teachings,
depende de las características del sitio donde enseñaban.
depending on the characteristics of the place where they used to teach.
Jesús nunca fue cristiano,
Jesus was never Christian.
Él era judío.
He was a Jew.
Él era un rabí.
He was a rabbi.
Y para ser un rabí judío,
And to be a Jewish rabbi,
tenía que estar casado.
he had to be married. Free.
Hay muchas cosas que no conocemos
There's many things that we don't know,
o que se han malinterpretado
or they have been misinterpreted.
o que se han obviado, que se han eliminado.
Or they have been eliminated.
Tenéis que entender
You have to understand
que los judíos
that the Jews
en aquella época
at that time,
eran unos comerciantes
they would do commerce? Merchants.
y tenían la ley del ojo por ojo, diente por diente.
And they had the vision of an eye for an eye.
O sea que no existía el perdón
So forgiveness didn't exist,
ni la caridad.
or charity.
Por eso lo más grande
So that's why the biggest thing,
y lo que más trabajó
and the thing that he worked the most,
fue en esas dos virtudes.
were those two virtues.
Pero si lees los pasajes de la Biblia
But if you read the Bible passages,
en los que habla Jesús,
in the ones where Jesus speaks,
puedes ver la compasión
you can see the compassion
y la paz
and the peace
y más virtudes.
and more virtues.
Pero en aquella sociedad
But in that society,
se necesitaban el perdón y la caridad.
they needed forgiveness and charity.
¿Entendéis?
Do you understand?
Su muerte
His death
es la mayor enseñanza de perdón.
is the biggest teaching of forgiveness. Breathe.
Como católicos,
As Catholics,
en esta Semana Santa
this is Holy Week.
es donde se revive la tortura de Jesús,
It's where we relive the torture of Jesus,
la muerte en la cruz,
his death in the cross,
¿verdad?
right?
Y celebramos todo su proceso
And we celebrate all of that process.
y le ponemos tanto dolor a él,
And we put so much pain there.
cuando la enseñanza real
When the real teaching,
fue la resurrección,
it was the resurrection,
el perdón
the forgiveness,
y no solo la crucificación.
and not just the crucifixion. Breathe.
Jesús era un hombre muy pasional.
Jesus was a very passionate man.
Solo tienes que leer el pasaje de los comerciantes en el templo.
You only have to read the passage of the merchants at the temple.
No entró todo tranquilo diciendo, a ver, vamos todos para afuera, no se puede comerciar aquí.
He didn't go all peaceful saying, okay, let's go all outside.
No, entró con el alma a pegar patadas a todo el mundo.
No, he went in there, kicking everybody,
¡Fuera de aquí!
out of here.
Eso es una falta de compasión.
That's a
Lack of compassion.
lack of compassion.
Era su pasión
Yeah, that wasn't lack of compassion. That was his passion,
empujándonos.
pushing him.
Tenía unos pequeños problemas
He had some problems
con la rabia,
with anger,
como todos nosotros.
like all of us.
Cuando te enfadas,
When you're angry,
tú lo eliges,
you don't choose it,
pero te vuelves loco.
but you go crazy.
Es como Jesús.
Hey, it's just like Jesus.
Respira.
Breathe.
A medida que fue evolucionando,
As he continued to evolve,
se nota el cambio en sus enseñanzas,
you can see the change in his teachings
porque pudo perdonarse.
because he could forgive himself.
Y cuando él decidió ascender,
And when he decided to ascend,
eligió vivir todo su karma de un golpe.
he decided to live all of his karma all at once,
Recordad que lo sabía,
remembering that he knew it,
lo pone en la Biblia.
and that he puts that in the Bible.
Él estaba meditando
He was meditating,
y sabía todo lo que iba a pasar.
and he knew everything that was going to happen.
De hecho,
Actually,
su mejor amigo era Judas.
his best friend was Judas.
No era su enemigo,
It wasn't his enemy.
porque él confiaba en él.
He confided in him. He trusted him.
María Magdalena,
Mary of
Magdalena,
Magdalene
era su mujer.
was his wife.
Mira.
Breathe.
Cuando era joven,
When he was young,
fue violada por su tío.
she was raped by his uncle.
Y en aquella comunidad,
And in that community,
cuando eso pasaba,
when that would happen,
no podías hacer otra cosa que ser una puta.
you couldn't be anything else but a whore.
Y Jesús no le importó.
And Jesus didn't care.
No tenía problemas sexuales.
He didn't have sexual issues.
Nunca le dijo a ningún apóstol,
He never told any apostle,
debes de ser casto y no tener mujer,
you should not have a woman nor have sex.
que estaban casados.
They were married.
Respira.
Breathe.
En muchos pasajes,
In many passages,
como aquel que iban a apedrear a aquella mujer que se había,
like in that one where they were gonna stone that woman
porque se había enamorado de otra persona,
because she had fallen in love with somebody else.
y el adulterio se pagaba con que te mataran.
And adultery was paid through them killing you.
Y esa mujer,
And that woman,
en aquella época,
in that time,
aún lo hacen en bastantes sitios árabes,
they still do that in many Arab places.
te concertaban el matrimonio,
They would
convenience, matrimonio de conveniencia.
they would arrange the marriage
Cuando tenías 10 y 12 años,
where you had 10 or 12 years of age,
y tu marido tenía 20 o 30 años,
and your husband would have 20 or 30 years.
y él paró ese acto,
And he stopped that act.
y dijo, quien esté libre de pecado,
And he said, whoever is free of sin,
que lance la primera piedra.
to throw the first rock, first stone.
Porque no había pecado.
Because there was no sin.
Esa mujer se había enamorado.
That woman had just fallen in love.
La habían vendido con 12 años.
They had sold her when she was 12 years old.
¿Entendéis la sociedad cómo era?
And you see how the society used to be?
El impacto de las enseñanzas de Jesús,
The impact of the teachings of Jesus,
la revolución que fue.
the revolution that it caused.
En aquel momento había una revolución en ese país.
At that time, there was a revolution in that country.
Los romanos estaban invadiendo Judea.
The Romans were invading Judea.
Y había una parte de judíos
And there was a part of the Jews
que querían que Jesús fuera el que liderara la revuelta.
that wanted for Jesus to be the leader of that revolution.
Cosa que él se negó.
Thing that he did not want to do.
Por eso empezaron a tenerlo como enemigo.
So then that's why they started to have him as an enemy.
De hecho, Jesús mandó a Judas
Actually, Jesus sent Judas
para hablar con los políticos
to talk to the politics
y parar la guerra que venía.
and stop that war that was coming.
Respira.
Breathe.
Y él aceptó
And he accepted
lo que iba a vivir.
what he was going to live.
Porque qué mejor enseñanza
Because what better teaching
que enseñaros
than teach us
que no hay nada malo en nosotros,
that there's nothing wrong in us?
solo somos inmaduros.
We're just immature.
Padre, perdónalos porque no saben lo que hacen.
Father, forgive them because they don't know what they're doing.
Respira.
Breathe.
Llevo toda la semana
I've been here all week
Yo otra semana
I've been here all week
hablando de ello,
talking about that,
de cómo amarnos,
of how to love ourselves,
de cómo perdonarnos,
of how to forgive ourselves,
de cómo entender
and how to understand
que no hay nada malo en nosotros.
that there's nothing wrong within us.
Solo estamos confundidos
We're just confused
entre lo que creemos que es felicidad y amor
in what we believe is happiness and love,
y que creímos que lo era,
and that we thought it was,
porque éramos inmaduros
because we were immature,
y intentamos hacerlo lo mejor posible.
and we were trying to do the best we could. Breathe.
Empujamos el amor fuera
We push love outside
porque pensamos que no nos merecemos el amor.
because we believe that we do not deserve love.
Ponemos muros en el corazón,
We put walls around our heart,
espinas,
thorns,
alambres,
wire,
y no permitimos que el amor fluya.
and we don't allow for love to flow.
Llevo toda la semana explicando
I've been explaining all week
cómo es nuestra naturaleza,
how our nature is,
cómo estamos construidos
how we're built.
para buscar siempre el amor fuera
So we always look for love outside,
y nos sentimos vacíos dentro.
and we feel empty inside.
Y no hay nada malo en ello.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Breathe.
Solo estamos construidos así.
We're just built that way.
Cuando ocurre algo en nuestra vida
When something happens in our life
y sufrimos,
and we suffer,
te bloqueas.
we block ourselves. We feel blocked.
Cuando lo hiciste,
When you did it,
era la única cosa que podías hacer.
it was the only thing you could do.
¿Me entiendes?
Do you understand?
Nadie te había enseñado cómo manejarlo.
Nobody had taught you how to manage it.
Y mientras te fue útil,
And until it was useful,
lo bloqueaste. Lo bloqueaste.
you blocked it.
Pero llega un momento
But there comes a time
que ese bloqueo
that blockage
te ahoga,
suffocates you.
te hace que sufras más,
It makes you suffer more.
te hace que caigas en la depresión,
It pushes you to go into depression,
en un infierno,
into hell,
en el que no te ves decepcionada,
where you feel disappointed,
frustrada,
frustrated,
impotente,
powerless,
y encima
and on top of that,
te odias por ello,
you hate yourself for it.
porque nada es como quieres que sea.
Because nothing is the way that you want it to be.
El perdón es ese fuego que transforma.
The forgiveness is that fire that transforms.
Es aceptar
It's to accept
que el momento que pasó
that in the moment when it happened,
lo hiciste lo mejor que sabías
you did the best way that you knew how,
y eso era inmaduro,
and it was immature.
pero no era malo.
But it wasn't bad.
Cuando ves un niño
When you see a child
que experimenta,
that's experimenting,
dices, ¡ay, qué bonito!
you go, oh, how cute.
Y ves que no tiene conciencia del daño.
Because you know that they're not conscious of the damage.
Cuando son 3-4 años
When they're 3 or 4 years old,
y trabajas con niños en guarderías,
and you work with children at daycare,
se muerden y se arañan,
they bite each other, they scratch each other,
pero no es por maldad.
but it's not because they're bad.
Están como animales,
They're like animals,
sabiendo el límite de lo que es doloroso y que no,
trying to find what the limit of pain is,
como los gatitos.
like little kittens.
Después de se hacen daño se separan
When they hurt, they stop,
y luego vuelven a juntarse.
and then they go back together.
¿No habéis visto eso?
Have you seen that before?
Eso es lo que les pasa a los niños.
That's what happens with children.
Están dándose,
They go at it,
se separan
then they go apart,
y luego están que no pueden vivir uno con el otro.
and then they can't stop but being back together.
Porque no hay maldad en ello.
Because there's nothing bad in it.
Respira.
Breathe.
Mira qué duro eres contigo.
See how hard you are on yourself.
Cuando con todo tu amor has hecho algo
When all your love, you have done something,
y la has cagado.
and you feel that you screwed it up.
No te ves como un niño que está experimentando.
You don't see yourself as a child that's experimenting.
Te niegas todo el amor.
You deny yourself all of the love.
Te castigas.
You punish yourself.
No hay peor infierno que la tortura que haces tú contigo.
There's no worse hell than the torture that you give yourself.
Que no te permite disfrutar estar aquí.
That doesn't allow you to enjoy being here.
El perdón
Forgiveness
es ese fuego
is that fire
que transforma,
that transforms,
que quema
that burns,
todo lo que te envenena,
everything that poisons you,
todo lo que te empuja afuera,
everything that pushes you outside,
que te separa de Dios,
that separates you from God,
entendiendo que solo eres inmaduro.
understanding that you are only immature.
Padre, perdónalos porque no saben lo que hacen.
Father, forgive them because they don't know what they're doing.
Son niños borrachos jugando aquí.
They're children drunk just playing here.
No hacen nada malo.
They're not doing anything wrong.
Solo estamos emborrachados.
We're just drunk
Y estamos jugando.
and we're playing.
Que nos olvidamos de quién somos.
That we have forgotten who we are.
Respira.
Breathe.
Respira.
Breathe.
¿Os acordáis
Do you remember
de la imagen?
of the image?
Mira qué imagen más bonita.
Look at this beautiful image
Del Sagrado Corazón de Jesús.
of God's sacred heart. Jesus' sacred heart.
Para que pueda brillar tu corazón.
So your heart can shine.
Para que pueda transformar.
So it can transform.
Porque el amor transforma.
Because love transforms.
Perdona.
Forgive yourself.
Acepta lo que ha sucedido.
Accept what has happened.
Y tu responsabilidad
And your responsibility
es perdonarte.
is to forgive yourself.
No sabías lo que estaba pasando.
You did not know what was happening.
Eras un niño borracho,
You were like a drunken child
jugando.
playing.
Es como cuando llegas a un sitio cuando eres niño,
Like when you get to a certain place when you're a child,
Disney World,
like Disney World,
¡wow!
and you're like, wow!
Y empiezas a correr por todos los sitios
And you start running everywhere,
y de repente te das cuenta que ni está tu madre ni está nadie.
and suddenly you realize that your mom's not there,
Estás
nobody's there.
tan borracho con lo que había afuera
You're so drunk from what you're seeing outside
que se te ha olvidado todo.
that you have forgotten everything.
Te olvidaste que eres hijo de Dios,
You have forgotten that you're a child of God,
que eres Dios en tu forma.
that you are God in your form. Breathe.
Y solo eres inmaduro,
And you're just immature,
aprendiendo en este mundo.
learning in this world.
Y te torturas
And you torture yourself
porque ese niño
because that child
sufrió
suffered.
y quedas enganchado a aquello que pasó.
And you're stuck in that happened.
Y no te perdonas
And you don't forgive yourself.
y no perdonas a ese niño
And you don't forgive that child
porque no lo pudo manejar.
because he couldn't manage it.
Pero has sobrevivido,
But he has survived.
con lo cual tan mal no lo has hecho.
So that means that you haven't done it that bad.
Ya es hora de que lo perdones
It's time for you to forgive yourself.
y que des el paso de elegir
And that you take that step to choose
ser responsable de ti.
to be responsible for yourself.
Quemar esas ataduras,
To burn those things that hold you down.
derribar esos muros,
To bring down those walls.
no luchando contra ellos.
Not fighting against them.
Luchar contra ellos
Fighting against them
significa cansarte
It just means you getting
y
tired
que se hagan más fuertes.
and for them becoming stronger.
Porque en este mundo
Because in this world,
hay una ley
there's a law
que se llama acción-reacción,
that means action-reaction.
que cuanta más fuerza hagas en contra,
So the more that you push against something,
más fuerza tendrás contra ti.
the more strength is going to have against you.
¿Entendéis cuánta lucha hacemos?
Do you understand how much of a fight we
Porque
put?
pusimos esas barreras
We put those walls
y nos olvidamos
and we forgot.
que lo pusimos.
We forget that we put them there.
Nadie te ha puesto las barreras,
Nobody else has put those walls there.
ni las cuerdas,
Or all those ropes.
ni las cajas
Or the boxes.
en las que se ha metido tu corazón.
And where your heart is in.
Lo hiciste tú,
You did it.
tú lo creaste.
You created it.
Por protegerte.
To protect yourself.
O sea, no lo hiciste por joderte,
You didn't do it to screw yourself,
sino por protegerte.
but to protect yourself.
Porque tenías tanto dolor que no sabías cómo manejarlo
Because you had so much pain, you did not know how to manage it.
y no sabías lo que hacías.
You did not know what you were doing.
Porque si hubieras sabido que ser vulnerable era mejor,
Because if you would have known that being vulnerable would have been better,
lo hubieras hecho.
you would have done it.
Pero nadie te lo dijo.
But nobody told you.
Nunca lo viviste.
You never lived it.
Lo natural es lo que hiciste.
The natural thing was what you did.
Elegir ser virtuoso,
Choosing to be virtuous,
aplicar la virtud,
to apply virtue,
es sobrenatural.
is supernatural.
Todo te empuja hacia lo contrario.
Everything pushes you to do the opposite.
Es tu decisión
It's your choice
hacerlo virtuoso.
to do it virtuous. Breathe.
Solo tienes que elegirlo
You just have to choose it
y empezar a vivirlo.
and start living it.
Tan fácil como una sonrisa,
As simple as a smile,
tan fácil como sonreírte
as easy as smiling to yourself
y verte como ese niño
and seeing yourself as that child
que no sabe hacerlo mejor.
that does not know how to do it better. Breathe.
Todo te empuja a mirar hacia afuera,
Everything pushes you to look outside,
mirar a Dios,
to look at God,
mirar dentro,
to look inside.
tienes que elegirlo.
You have to choose it. Breathe.
Tienes que volver los ojos hacia adentro
You have to turn your eyes within yourself
para que conectes con tu alma,
so you can connect with your soul,
para que puedas volver a Dios,
so you can go back to God,
porque tu alma mirará a Dios.
because your soul will look at God.
Y entonces comprenderás
And then you will understand
que tu alma,
that your soul,
que tu cuerpo
that your body,
y que Dios
and that God
es lo mismo.
is the same thing. Breathe.
No en la mente,
Not in the mind,
sino vivirlo.
but living it.
No es cuestión de creer en Dios,
It's not about believing in God.
es vivir a Dios.
It's to live God.
Y es una elección.
And it's a choice.
Y está en tus manos.
And it's in your hands.
Y puedes hacerlo.
And you can do it.
Tan fácil como una sonrisa,
As simple as a smile.
como un gracias,
As a thank you.
por nada.
Thank you. Breathe.
¿Y sabes lo bueno de todo esto?
And you know what the beautiful thing of all of this is?
Que es libre albedrío,
That it's free will.
que lo harás cuando tú quieras.
That you will do it when you want to.
Y es lo más bonito.
And it's the most beautiful.
Nadie puede empujarte,
Nobody can push you.
nadie puede elegir por ti.
Nobody else can choose for you.
Cuando lo elijas,
When you choose it,
lo harás porque tú quieres.
you're going to do it because you want to.
Y eso te va a llenar de mucha felicidad,
And that's going to fill you with joy
y de emancipación,
and emancipation.
y de liberación.
It's just feeling the freedom
Porque tú eres el que está llevando tu vida,
because you are the one that's leading your life,
el que está a cargo,
the one that's in charge,
el que está eligiendo
the one that's choosing
ser mejor persona
being a better person
y vivir mejor.
and living better.
Sí.
Breathe.
Jesús no murió por salvar el pecado de todos.
Jesus did not die to save the sins of everybody.
Si no, imaginaros, desde que murió hasta ahora, se quedó corto la tortura.
If not, imagine from when he died until now, he was short with the torture he received.
No,
No,
Él pasó por eso,
he went through that
para quemar su karma.
to burn his karma,
De toda esa pasión
of all of that passion
que quitó la libertad a otros,
that took other people's freedom away,
como los comerciantes en el templo.
like those merchants at the temple.
Respira.
Breathe.
Pero sí que en su acto
But yes, in that act,
nos enseñó el perdón.
he taught us about forgiveness.
Fue torturado,
He was tortured.
fustigado,
He was whipped. Yeah.
y cuando estaba a punto de morir,
And when he was about to die,
para que todo el mundo lo oyese,
so everybody could hear,
Padre, perdónalos,
Father, forgive them,
porque no saben lo que hacen.
because they don't know what they're doing.
A mí no hay nada que perdonar.
Because for him there was nothing to forgive.
Él lo había elegido.
He had chosen it.
Él consiguió resucitar. Resucitar.
He chose to resurrect
Himself. Himself.
himself.
Gracias a todo que para que su cuerpo,
So his body,
porque él ascendió con su cuerpo.
because he is ascended with his body.
Tenía 33 años.
He was 33 years old.
Si hubiera vivido más tiempo,
If he would have lived a longer time,
con el nivel de virtud que tenía,
with the level of virtue that he had,
no hubiera tenido que pasar por toda esa tortura,
he wouldn't have had to go through all of that torture,
porque lo hubiera consumido a través de perdonarse.
because he would have consumed it through
Perdonarse.
through forgiving himself.
Es que el perdón es un poder sobrenatural
Oh, because forgiveness is a supernatural power
que te libera de tu karma,
that frees you of your karma,
porque aumenta el amor a ti.
because it augments the love in you.
Pero murió con 33 años.
But he died 33 years old,
Tenía mucho karma que quemar.
so he had karma to burn.
Y gracias a ese dolor,
And thanks to that pain,
luego él pudo que su cuerpo entrara en humildad
he was able to get his body to go into humility
y aceptara que era Dios.
and accepted that he was God.
No es necesario pasar por ahí.
It's not necessary to go through that.
Por eso hay un mal entendimiento
And that's why there is a misunderstanding
que muchos santos han mortificado el cuerpo
that a lot of saints have tortured their body,
esperando sentir a Dios.
expecting to feel God.
No es necesario ir ahí.
It's not necessary to go there.
Es un mal entendimiento,
It's a misunderstanding
porque a él le funcionó eso,
because it worked for him,
porque trabajó el karma,
because he worked through his karma,
entró en humildad
he went into humility,
y pudo llevarse el cuerpo.
and he was able to take his body.
Hoy por hoy no hay que hacerlo así.
Today we don't have to do it that way.
Usa las virtudes.
Use the virtues.
Haz que tu cuerpo recuerde.
Make your body remember.
¿Os acordáis lo de ir hacia adentro?
Remember that of going inside,
Para que tu cuerpo sienta,
so your body can feel,
para que pueda sentir que es y recuerde que es Dios.
so it can remember that it's God.
Libera todo el dolor que tienes guardado en él.
Free all of that pain that you have stored in there.
Ya tienes suficiente dolor.
You already have enough pain.
Empieza a amarlo y perdonarlo.
Start loving it and forgiving it.
Haces una tortura diaria
You
con
do
él.
daily torture with it.
Cada vez que te ves en un espejo,
Every time that you look at yourself in the mirror,
no ves a Dios en él.
you don't see God in it.
Ves el culo gordo,
You see your big
as,
ass,
tus orejas que no te gustan,
your ears that you don't like,
que me falta tetas,
that any bigger boobs,
o que tengo un pie más largo que otro.
or that one foot is longer than the other.
No estás viendo
You're not seeing
el bello acto de Dios que eres.
the beautiful act of God that you are.
Imagínate qué tortura haces día a día contigo.
Imagine how much torture you do with yourself each day.
¿Aún quieres más tortura?
Do you want more torture?
Ama y libera ese dolor.
Love and liberate that pain.
Ámate.
Love
Como-
yourself.
A ti mismo como eres.
Love yourself exactly as you are.
Perdona tus actos.
Forgive your actions.
Sé responsable del resultado
Be responsible of the result
y aprende
and learn
a ser más virtuoso.
to be more virtuous.
A que tus actos sean amor,
For actions to be love
en compasión,
and compassion
en gratitud.
and gratitude.
Respira.
Breathe.
Rompe todas las creencias
Break all of those beliefs
sobre Jesús
about Jesus
para que puedas sentir
so you can feel
su amor, su perdón, su compasión.
His love, His forgiveness, and His compassion.
Para que pueda guiarte
So He can guide you
en tu vida.
in your life.
Cuando venga una cosa que no sepas qué hacer,
When something comes and you don't know what to do,
¿qué haría ahora Jesús?
what would Jesus do?
¿Qué me diría Jesús?
What would Jesus tell me now?
Construye ese vínculo
Build that connection
con Él.
with Him. Breathe.
Su energía está ahí para ti.
His energy is there for you.
Ascender no es separarse de ti,
Ascending doesn't mean separating from yourself.
es que está en todo
Is that it's in everything.
y entonces no lo distingues.
So then you did not distinguish Him.
Y estamos acostumbrados a distinguir,
And we're so used to distinguishing Him.
por eso no lo vemos.
That's why we don't see Him.
Pero si lo llamas,
But if you call Him,
está contigo.
He will be with you. Breathe.
La imagen del Sagrado Corazón de Jesús
The image of Jesus' Sacred Heart
como imagen,
as an image,
ese fuego encima del corazón,
that fire on top of the heart
sus espinas,
with all those thorns,
no es que el amor duele,
it's not that love hurts.
es que el fuego del perdón
Is that the fire of forgiveness
en el mundo,
in the world,
que es la cruz,
which is the cross,
permite que el corazón,
allows the heart,
que la compasión,
compassion,
que el amor
the love,
sane.
heal. Breathe.
No es que el amor duele,
It's not that love hurts.
es sana tu dolor en el
It's
corazón.
heal the love that you have in your heart.
No solo Jesús
Not only Jesus
tiene esa imagen.
has this image.
En muchas culturas
In many cultures,
aparecen imágenes parecidas
you can see similar images
a esta.
to this one.
Porque el corazón
Because the heart
es la comunión con todo.
is the communion with everything.
Es donde está el cielo.
Is where heaven is.
Todos los chakras convergen en el corazón.
All of the chakras meet at the heart.
Cuando a nivel físico,
When at physical level,
cuando tienes algún trauma, algún susto,
when you have like a trauma,
el primer músculo que reacciona
the first muscle that reacts,
es el pericardio.
it's the pericardium.
Y luego va al órgano que más reacciona.
And then it goes to the organ that reacts the most.
Por ejemplo, si el problema es con la rabia,
For example, if the issue is with anger,
el primer músculo que reacciona ante ese disgusto,
the first muscle that's going to react under that issue
es el pericardio,
is going to be the pericardial,
y el órgano que se va a ver afectado,
and the organ that's going to be affected
porque no puede manejarlo,
because it cannot handle it,
es el hígado.
it's going to be the liver. Breathe.
Imagínate la importancia de tu corazón.
Imagine the importance of your heart.
Hoy por hoy
Today,
se sabe que hay más neuronas que van
we know that there's more neurons
del corazón a la mente
that go from the heart to the mind
que de la mente al corazón.
than from the mind to the heart. Breathe.
Imagínate
Imagine
todo el dolor que hay
all of the pain that's there
en el corazón,
in the heart,
todos los muros que has puesto
all of the walls that you've built
para no sentirlo.
to not feel it.
Decide
Choose
empezar a observar.
to start to observe it. Breathe.
A liberarte tú mismo
To free yourself
de las cadenas
from the chains
que no te permiten sentir
that do not allow you to feel
que eres amor,
that you are love,
que estás construido de amor,
that you are built of love,
que eres un divino acto de Dios.
that you are a divine act of God.
Cada vez que reces al Sagrado Corazón de Jesús,
Every time that you pray to the Sacred Heart of Jesus,
que sea con el perdón
do it with forgiveness
de todos tus actos
for each and every one of your acts,
que hiciste cuando eras inmaduro.
of your actions that you did when you were immature.
Cada día que pasa,
Because every day that passes,
hay un momento
there is a moment
que eres inmaduro,
that you are immature.
porque es un día nuevo,
Because it's a new day,
lleno de nuevas experiencias.
filled with new experiences.
Pero como te ves mayor,
But because you see yourself as older,
tú crees que no, ya lo tienes todo superado.
you feel that you already know everything.
No,
And no,
sigues siendo inmaduro.
you're still immature.
Hay partes de ti que no conoces.
There's parts of you that you do not know.
Perdonarte
Forgiving,
es elegir
it's to choose,
conocerte.
to know yourself.
Deja de verte
Stop seeing yourself
como si dentro de ti
as if inside of you
hubiera un problema a solucionar
there were problems that need to be resolved
o algo malo que cambiar.
or something bad that needs to be changed.
Empieza a verte
Start seeing yourself
como algo maravilloso a descubrir.
as something beautiful to discover.
¿Qué es lo que hay aquí dentro?
It's what's inside.
El mundo no es malo de sufrimiento constante.
The world is not a horrible place filled with suffering.
Es un sitio donde pasan cosas.
It's a place where things happen.
Hay cosas que son flores y rosas
There's things that's flowers and roses,
y otras que duelen porque es mierda.
and others that hurt because it's shit.
Pero están las dos.
But there's both.
Respira.
Breathe.
Eres maravilloso.
You are wonderful,
Eres amor.
and you are love.
Respira.
Breathe.
Perdón significa entender.
Forgiving only means to understand it.
No quiere decir que las cosas estuvieran bien o mal,
It
o
doesn't-
tenían derecho,
It doesn't mean that things were good or bad,
o que estaban en lo correcto o no.
or that they were correct or not.
Esto es lo que pasó.
This is what happened.
Todos éramos inmaduros,
We were all immature,
Porque no solo tú eres inmaduro,
because not only are you immature,
el otro también es inmaduro.
the other one was also immature.
Estamos hechos todos lo mismo.
We're all built the same way.
No nos conocemos, estamos borrachos
We're all the same. We're drunk,
y hacemos cosas.
and we do things.
Respira.
Breathe.
Es tan bonito
It's so beautiful
cuando ves humildemente que vas hacia adentro.
when you humbly can go inside.
Aceptas lo que hay.
You accept what's there.
Hay dolor,
There's pain. Well, there's pain.
pero también hay amor.
But there's also love.
Necesitas ver que hay las dos.
You need to see that both of them are there.
En este mundo de sufrimiento
In this world of suffering,
y hay amor,
and there's love,
hay flores,
and there's flowers,
está el sol,
the sun,
la luna,
the moon,
la playa.
the beach.
Mira cuántas cosas bonitas.
See how many beautiful things.
Estamos construidos para limitar y definir.
We are built to limit and to define.
Y eso nos hace que nos volvamos negativos.
And that makes us to become negative.
Y que empecemos a odiarnos y odiar donde estamos.
And we start hating ourselves and hating where we are.
Y te dicen, solo quiero ya ascender para no volver.
And they tell you, I just want to ascend so I don't have to come back.
Y a mí me hace mucha gracia.
And I find that funny.
Porque ¿dónde vas a ir si no es aquí que es donde está Dios?
Because where are you going to go if it's not here where God is?
No hay cielo y infierno,
There's not a heaven or hell.
hay aquí.
There's here.
Todo está hecho con Dios.
If everything's made with God,
Entonces, ¿dónde crees que está Dios si todo está hecho con Dios?
so then where do you think that God is if everything's made of God?
Dios está en su casa.
God is in his home.
Y Dios cuando creó este mundo, ¿crees que dijo, vaya mierda acabo de crear?
When God created this world, did you think he said, what a piece of shit did I just build?
No. Estaba como el niño que construye una castillo de arena en la playa.
No, he was like a little child that was building a sandcastle at the beach.
Se había hecho una casa. ¡Qué bien! ¡Ahora puedo jugar!
He was so excited. Yes, now let's play.
¡Qué bonito me ha quedado!
How beautiful it came out.
¡Qué bonito me he quedado!
How beautiful did I turn out.
Tu cuerpo es todo lo que necesitas
Your body is all you need
para vivir la experiencia que vives.
to live the experiences that you need.
Cuando fue construido, no se construyó con odio.
When it was constructed and built, it was not built with hatred.
Bueno, cuando haces el amor, el sexo, ¿es con odio o realmente lo disfrutas?
When you have sex or when you make love, is it with hatred or do you actually enjoy it?
Normalmente es disfrutable, ¿no?
Usually it's enjoyable.
Pues Dios crea así.
That's how God creates.
Es Dios creando.
It's God creating.
Respira.
Breathe.
Perdónate y ámate.
Forgive yourself and love yourself.
No sabías lo que hacías.
You did not know what you were doing.
Ten el coraje
Have the courage
de enfrentarlo.
to face it.
No sabía lo que hacía.
I didn't know what I was doing,
Pero quiero aprender.
but I want to learn.
Voy a hacerlo mejor.
I'm going to do it better.
Todos los que estáis aquí,
Everybody that's here,
queréis ser mejor persona.
you want to be a better person.
Ya lo estás haciendo.
You're already doing it.
Ya te estás amando.
You're already loving yourself.
Permítete sentir.
Just let yourself feel it. Breathe.
La Semana Santa
Holy Week
es recordarte eso.
is to remind yourself of that.
El perdón
The forgiveness
te puede resucitar.
can resurrect you
Porque te da el amor y la compasión.
because it gives you the love and the compassion
Para sentir que eres amor.
to feel that you are love,
Que estás lleno de amor.
that you are filled with love
Dentro.
within.
No hay nada que puedas hacer para merecer que Dios te ame.
There is nothing that you can do to deserve for God to love you.
O sea, cuando sientes, no me merezco el amor,
So when you feel I don't deserve the love,
claro, no te lo mereces.
of course you don't deserve it.
Porque no hay que hacer nada por tenerlo.
Because there's nothing that has to be done to receive it.
Si estás aquí, es porque
If you're here, it's because
Dios piensa en ti
God thinks of you
y te ama.
and He loves you.
Y le da igual lo que hagas
And He doesn't care what you do
porque te ama.
because He loves you.
Punto.
Period.
No necesitas justificar.
You don't need to justify it.
No necesitas nada.
You don't need to do anything.
Eres amado.
You are loved.
Tú no lo ves
You don't see it
porque lo estás mirando fuera
because you're looking at it outside
y no estás viendo dentro.
and you're not going within. Breathe.
Empieza a ir a tu interior.
Begin to go within.
Encuentra ese amor que está ahí.
Find that love that is there.
Encuentra la paz que está ahí.
Find the peace that is there.
La paz siempre está.
Peace is always there.
Lo único que tenemos tanto ruido,
It's just that we have so much noise
de tantos estímulos,
from so many stimuli
que se nos olvida que está.
that we forget that it's there.
Solo permítete ahora, ven,
Just let yourself now go within.
siéntate en medio de tu cuerpo
Sit in the middle of your body
y solo aceptas estar ahí.
and you just accept to be there.
Respira,
Breathe.
siéntate en tu cuerpo,
Sit in your body.
siente
Feel.
y observa lo que sucede.
And just observe what happens.
No luches lo que haya,
Don't fight what's there.
no trates de cambiar nada,
Don't try to change anything.
solo presta atención
Just pay attention
y respira.
and breathe.
Permite que tu cuerpo lo viva.
Allow your body to live it.
Respira,
Breathe.
siéntate en tu cuerpo,
Sit within your body.
siente
Feel
y observa.
and observe.
Sea la emoción que tengas,
Whatever emotion might be there,
no la niegues,
do not deny it.
pero empieza a conectar con tu corazón.
But begin to connect with your heart.
Está latiendo,
It's beating.
está vivo,
It's alive.
te ama,
It loves you.
está lleno de amor.
It's filled with love.
No niegues la emoción que estés sintiendo,
Don't deny whatever emotion might be there.
siente las dos.
Feel both.
La emoción que está
The emotion that's there
y el amor que te ama
and the love that loves you
en el corazón,
in the heart.
porque está latiendo por ti,
Because it's beating for you.
para que tú estés vivo
So you can be alive
y puedas experimentar.
and you can experience it.
No niegues ninguna de las dos,
Don't deny neither of them.
vive las dos.
Live both of them.
Sentado en mitad del cuerpo,
Sitting within your body,
sintiendo la emoción que esté dentro
feeling whatever emotion might be inside,
y el amor de tu corazón
and the love of your heart
latiendo
beating
por ti.
for you. Breathe.
Siente el amor,
Feel the love
el todo.
in everything.
Respira,
Breathe.
siente,
Feel it.
pon atención.
Pay attention.
Deja de separarte y huir,
Stop separating yourself and fleeing.
de solo fijarte en lo malo,
And only looking at the bad,
pensando que solo hay eso.
thinking that there's only that.
No,
No,
hay amor.
there is love. Breathe.
Hay perdón.
There is forgiveness.
Hay entendimiento.
There is understanding.
Hay gratitud.
There is gratitude.
Hay presencia.
There is presence.
Dios está en su casa
God is in his home
y la ama.
and he loves it.
Gracias, Jesús,
Thank you, Jesus,
por enseñarnos el perdón
for teaching us about forgiveness
y cómo enseñarnos a amarnos.
and how to teach ourselves to love ourselves. Breathe.
Permite que se siente todo ese amor.
Allow all of that love to settle.
Permite que Dios se siente en su casa
Allow God to sit in his home
y que su casa recuerde
and for his home to remember
que es Dios,
that it's God.
es amor,
It's love.
es compasión,
It's compassion.
es perdón,
It's forgiveness.
es paz,
It's peace.
es entender las cosas
It's to understand
de
things
forma clara,
in the clear way.
entender el amor
To understand love,
puro
pure,
y la fe
and the faith,
y se revela.
it's revealed. Breathe.
Lleno de esperanza,
Filled of hope
y alegría.
and joy.
Padre nuestro que estás en los cielos, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros tu reino. Hágase tu voluntad en el cielo y en la tierra. Danos hoy el pan nuestro de hoy. Perdónanos nuestras ofensas. No nos dejes caer en la tentación, mas líbranos de todo mal. Tuyo es el poder, el reino y la gloria por la eternidad.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And to you is the reign, the power, and glory for all of eternity. Amen. Breathe. Humbly. I embrace God.
Que se haga tu voluntad, Señor.
For your will to be done and not mine.
Hasta que mi voluntad
Until my will
sea tu voluntad.
is your will.
Respiración vocal.
A vocal breath.
Otra.
Another one.
Cinco minutos de descanso.
We're going to take a 5-minute break.